If you're someone who's been struggling with sleep apnea, then you've probably heard about CPAP therapy. It's the standard way to treat obstructive sleep apnea and can really help improve the quality of your life. So let's say your doctor has prescribed you a CPAP machine. Well, now what? One of the most common questions that we get asked is, are CPAP machines covered by insurance? Hi, I'm Ruben from RespShop, a CPAP supplier based in Washington. We've helped more than 1 million people with sleep apnea over 16 years. Today, I'm going to break down everything that you need to know about CPAP coverage from private insurance to Medicare and Medicaid, including how to get it, what it covers, and what it doesn't, and some of the more common conditions that are attached to your coverage. I'll then discuss the alternative option of buying a machine without insurance. So let's dive in. CPAP stands for Continuous Positive Airway Pressure, and it works by providing strong pressure to the air that you inhale to keep your airway open and free from obstructions. If you have sleep apnea, you could be waking up more than 30 times per hour every single night without even realizing it. Using a CPAP machine helps you get a far better and more restful sleep. CPAP machines range from $500 to over $1,000 and are essential for treating sleep apnea. But as you can imagine, the cost of therapy includes more than just the machine, as there are also ongoing supplies and doctor visits required, which can add up quickly. So if you can get those costs covered while you benefit from the wonders that CPAP therapy can provide, then you're onto a winner. Here's the good news. Many insurance plans do cover CPAP machines because they're considered medically necessary. This means that in most cases, your insurance will help with the cost of the machine and even replace it every 5 years. However, there are a few conditions. First, you'll need a prescription from your doctor to get started, and once you have it, you'll have to meet your provider's compliance requirements, or they may terminate the cover of your therapy. Getting a prescription usually requires having your condition officially diagnosed via a sleep study. Sleep studies come in two main forms. In lab studies, where you sleep in a bed on location with monitoring equipment and medical technicians observing you overnight, and at-home studies, where you wear some disposable equipment and record your data via a smartphone app. Depending on your insurance policy and symptoms, you might not have a choice between these options. But if you do, home sleep tests are usually the first option to try due to their comfort and relative inexpensive cost. Once your sleep data has been analyzed by medical practitioners, if it confirms that you have sleep apnea, your doctor will write you a prescription for CPAP therapy. This prescription is needed whether your CPAP purchase is covered by your insurance company or if it's bought out of pocket. If your CPAP machine is being covered or partially covered by your insurance company, then they'll probably ask for proof of compliance. To be compliant and maintain your coverage, most insurance companies will require you to use the CPAP for at least 4 hours a night on at least 70% of the days in any 90-day given period. Your CPAP machine will track this data and send it to your provider, so make sure you stay consistent with your therapy. Also, they may require you to make regular visits to your physician to go over your sleep data and make sure the therapy is still working for you. Now, I said partially covered by insurance because the degree to which your insurance will pay for your CPAP therapy and under what conditions varies a great deal from policy to policy. So it's important to ask your insurance provider some clear questions before you get too far down this road. Now, these questions should cover the terms of machine purchase. For example, do they require the machine to be bought under a rent-to-own scheme, or can it be bought outright? And whether they require machines to be bought from a specific supplier. You should also ask them about the requirements for making a claim for your therapy. For example, what documentation they need to see and whether this can or must be supplied electronically or on paper. And most importantly, these questions should cover the payment terms. Some policies will only cover medical supplies after a certain yearly threshold of your own expenditure is reached. This is called the deductible amount. They may also only cover a specific percentage of your costs called coinsurance, or anything over a fixed amount per device called a CoA System. The exact terms can be detailed, so this is just an overview, but make sure you know your options and related costs before making large purchases that might not be covered. Some good news, however, is that if you are covered for CPAP therapy by your insurance company, they will probably contribute to paying for the supplies you will need as well. This is generally done in accordance with the industry-recognized replacement schedule for CPAP supplies, which is replace your mask cushion every 4 weeks, replace your mask every 6 months, replace filters every month if they are disposable, or every 6 months if they're non-disposable, replace your tubing every 3 months, and replace your water chamber every 6 months. Typically, other things like mask liners, travel bags, and CPAP cleaning supplies are not covered. So be sure to check what accessories your insurance does and doesn't cover. As for getting a travel CPAP option as well, whether this is deemed medically necessary for you and therefore covered by insurance may depend on your travel schedule and how your insurance carrier views your situation, or it may just be simply refused. If the above sounds like a bit of a headache, it can be. That's partly why many people decide to skip the insurance route altogether and buy the machine themselves once they have a prescription. Going this route means that you'll avoid the lengthy process of dealing with insurance claims and requirements. Plus, you'll have the freedom to choose exactly what you want from whomever you want, whether it's a brand new or refurbished machine. And sometimes buying a machine directly can be more cost effective, especially if you haven't met your deductible yet, as the insurance's associated supplier can charge a premium for the same products. So whether you are using insurance or paying out of pocket, what's important is that you find a solution that works for you and your health. And that is one that will be more convenient for your life and not less. If you have your prescription, know your options, and are at the point of looking for a machine, then you can give us a call to discuss your requirements. We have qualified medical staff waiting to advise you on what best suits your needs. After all, the most important thing is to get your therapy right so that you can once again sleep tight. Bye-bye for now.